Hello, and welcome to this snow update or blizzard update for Long Island. And it's definitely turning out a bit worse than I thought it would be. The area of precipitation is much larger, much larger. And you can see we are now under blizzard warning in Nassau County. City is in a winter storm warning, however, really. Everybody should be in a blizzard warning because the winds are blowing the snow around everywhere. There's strong winds across the entire metropolitan area. And we're going to look at some of the current conditions here at some of the weather stations here. In Farming, we'll start off with Farmingdale, and then I'll work my way east. It's 24 degrees, north wind at 29, gusting to 43, visibility quarter of a mile. And we'll head out toward West Hampton. 26 degrees, north wind at 39, gusting to 49. And visibility a half mile. However, it was much worse earlier this morning. The heaviest band seems to have set up seems to be more of like western Long Island, and particularly Ocean County actually got hit very hard. So we're going to go ahead and look at what Ocean County's been dealing with. And as soon as it loads, I can do that. All right, it's 23 there. Northwest wind at 22, gusting to 32. Visibility a half mile at Miller Air Park. However, I know the visibility was less than that. Oh, actually, the visibility seems to have stayed at a quarter of a mile, which is kind of surprising considering there was a heavy band. It looked like it was right over that area. We'll go ahead and look at Farmingdale again. I'll look at the observations there. Yeah, they got down to like 0.15 mile. Very little visibility. You can see the extremely low pressure too. So let's take a look at some of the snowfall totals. Start off with. All right, let's take a look at the snow totals here. We're going to start off with our area on Long Island, and then we'll work our way across down toward New Jersey. In Nassau County, North Massachusetts, these observations were at around 11 a.m., so they're not current, and there's been more snow that's fallen since then. But North Massapequa had 8.7, Massapequa had 7.3, and generally from the range from 7 to 8 inches, maybe 5 inches in certain areas, but I think everybody's got 7 or 8 inches, or 9 inches probably by now. Shoreham, around 11 a.m. had 9 inches. They're probably up to close to a foot now, I would imagine. But the real interesting thing is when we go ahead and we look at Ocean County. When we look at Ocean County in New Jersey, and looking at Delaware, 16 inches at Bayville, and in New Jersey, Atlantic County, 12 inches. This is as of 11 a.m. In Northfield. And so they got a lot of snow at the Jersey Shore, a lot more than we thought. They're getting a foot plus from this storm. And Ocean County, Brick Township, 12.5 at 11:37 a.m. However, look at the observation from Toms River just a couple of hours before at around 9 a.m., only 3.5. And the Brick is not that far from Toms River. So whether there is a cutoff or whether maybe there was just a huge amount of snow in 3 hours, which is possible with this storm, that'll be a mystery that will be interesting. We also have, the wind gusts, too, that we got to look at here, too. Peak wind gusts, I told you here, 50 miles an hour, 53, 50 at Tuckerton, and I think ours has the wind gusts, too, which we got to go over here. I'm sure they were even stronger here. Yeah, Bayville and Nassau County hit 59 miles an hour. Suffolk County, Eaton's Neck, 58 miles an hour. So, yeah, I told you that we would have some pretty strong wind gusts, and I was right about that. So that's very interesting. So we'll get to the transportation, but I just want to call out Newsday. Newsday, despite being a snow emergency and people need information, they got their paywall up. So yeah, sorry, they want money even in an emergency. This is why Altus is really greedy, and by law they should be forced to have the site open to the public when there is a snow emergency like there is now. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the transportation related. Let's take a look at the radar, actually. That's what we got to do. We got to look at the radar. All right, so I'll start with the radar for our site here on Long Island, and you can see there's this heavy band that really set up. Actually, it looks like it's over the city, west of the city. It was over us for a little while here in Nassau, and you can see it kind of just set up all the way down from here, right through the city, and then down into New Jersey. It's starting to taper off now. It looks like in New Jersey, but it was running from here to here, right through, right along the almost the I-95 corridor. Almost, well, I can't say I-95 corridor, but down along the from Nassau County, Southwest Connecticut, through part of New York City, through Monmouth, through Ocean, was this band that set up, and that's where it dumped a lot of snow. You can see there's another band over here. I don't know if this band is going to be able to work its way back over Nassau. I don't know if it's going to make it there. It's over central Suffolk, and this is where it's snowing pretty heavily right now. And we'll look at another radar, and you can see, yeah, we still have that heavy banding right over Ocean County and Monmouth County. And this is where you're seeing your foot or more snow totals. We originally thought that band was going to set up over here, but it's very difficult to predict because sometimes you have one band, sometimes you have two, sometimes this storm just put out a lot of moisture all over the place. So everybody is getting a decent amount of snow except for the people over here. They're getting gypped, people in Pennsylvania, northwest New Jersey, but everybody else is getting a decent amount of snow, anywhere from 8 to 12 inches, and maybe even a little more in certain spots. Let's look at this radar here, and here we go. You could see this is the storm center right here, and you could see the band that I'm talking about here that kind of set up. It's set up right over Nassau, over the city, into Monmouth and Ocean County, and down to Atlantic too. So it's set up all along this whole area here. Like if you imagine a banana peel or a banana right here like this, that's where it's set up. And I think that because of that, the amounts that we were thinking we were going to get in Suffolk County, and Suffolk could still see high amounts too, because like I said, I think they're going to get hit with this other band that's going to drop at least a couple of inches an hour over the next hour or two. So it'll be interesting to see what the snowfall totals are when this thing is said and done. Let me look at this on satellite. So this is it on satellite, and you can see it almost looks like it has an eye over it, right over here. It's pretty cool to say the least. There's an eye here, and it's just very deep. It looks like an eye. I mean, it is not a hurricane per se. It definitely got the look of a coastal nor'easter, but it's just interesting to see. In fact, let me change the loop here. I'm going to make it a 12-hour loop so you can see the progression. Look at that. Look at that, huh? Just look at all that convection along the center. Almost looks like a hurricane. These things have, because they're not hurricanes, but there's certain characteristics they have. They get the energy from the jet stream, but that ties in with this cold air, this what we call, and I forgot the word in the last video I put, but I remember it now, baroclinicity, that results in rapid deepening of these coastal storms when they get over the warm Gulf Stream over here, and that's exactly what's happened. You can see some real convection over here. Maybe somebody got thunder snow, but I don't think there was any of that here on Long Island. So let's go ahead and look at. Speaking of thunder, I want to look at the lightning. Well, this is a lightning map here. Not a whole lot going on here. However, there was last night into early this morning. There was quite a bit of lightning in this area where you see my mouse moving there. There's quite a bit of lightning in this area, but no one's really getting any thunder snow, unfortunately. The next thing we got to look at are power outages. There are 2,975 power outages on Long Island from the storm, which isn't too bad. See, there's some. I mean, there are a couple of big ones, larger ones here. The larger ones are the really large ones are the blue and the yellow ones. I don't really see any really large ones. Most of them are just small outages for the most part. And most of the outages is kind of spread just evenly across the island. Um, nothing, nothing really huge, but it's when you have winds this high, it's going to cause scattered power outages like we are seeing. And I want to see how JCP&L is as well. JCP&L seems to be hit. Yeah, they got 1,400 and let me move this over here. 1,406 outages. Not many along the Jersey Shore. Not many power outages here. Does it look like? Well, yeah, there is a big one right here. Yeah, they don't really give you an exact number, JCP&L. There's a big one right here. Most of their outages, I think, are further. Yeah, that's probably the only outage they have. They don't have as many outages as I don't think. Maybe they're not seeing the winds as high as we are. But that's what's going on as far as the power goes. Now let's see what's going on with the transportation. Okay, so actually starting off with this kind of tweet that popped up on the Long Island Railroad's page, and yeah, look at that. That's impressive right there. They call it the bomb cyclone. Yeah, well, bombed out. That's what these coastals do. They bomb out, and you get this explosive growth. It's very very interesting. As somebody who has always been interested in the weather, which is why that's another subject I like to cover here. Not only do I like to talk about the Pine Barrens and stuff like that, Pine Barrens and public transportation, but also weather. Always has interested me. So the railroad, yes, had some scattered cancellations beginning in the morning, 20 to 30 minutes due to winter weather conditions, delays. There was some switch trouble at Hicksville, which resulted in a Ronkonkoma train getting canceled at 9:15, and then people had to wait for the next one from Ronkonkoma at 10:11 because of switch trouble at Hicksville. No doubt due to this blowing snow, these cold, there's going to be a lot of icing on the third rail. JFK is suspended. JFK service, JFK airport is shut down. No flights leaving. And now we have suspensions on the West Hempstead and Hempstead branches. Actually, the Hempstead branch is suspended between Hempstead and Garden City. And then they canceled some there's some scattered cancellations. They're running some extra trains. 149 from Penn Station, stopping in Woodside, Jamaica, Mineola, Hicksville, and all stops to Ronkonkoma. And then the second train will be the 222 train from Penn Station, stopping at Jamaica, and then it's going to be express to Rockville Center, then local to Babylon. And then the third extra eastbound train will be the 204 from Penn Station, stopping at Jamaica, Mineola, New Hyde Park, Maryland Avenue, then local to Huntington. Why is that out of order? It should be Jamaica, New Hyde Park, Maryland Avenue, Mineola, and then local to Huntington. I don't know why they made that mistake. And then they have a fourth train at 3:24 p.m. from Penn Station to Jamaica, Mineola, Westbury, and Hicksville. And there was a new one that just popped up here. Yeah, it just says 4 extra trains departing so we'll check the MTA's page here, see what the service status box is on this. Let's go to this. We have some service changes. Alright, service change, so it'll talk about the trains that are having problems. A lot of problems here. There's been a lot of switch troubles, a lot of delays. They're trying to keep the service running. Hopefully they can. Let's see, Hempstead, we have the service change there between Hempstead and Garden City. And, well, the Babylon branch had a lot of problems. A lot of these other branches seem to be running okay. Delays. Yeah, on the Ronkonkoma branch, nothing too terrible, though. And West Hempstead is suspended, of course. That's no surprise. West Hempstead branch is almost useless. They actually were talking about shutting it down one time. That just doesn't surprise me. And who knows, it may come up again that they might want to shut that branch down in the future, permanently. As far as New Jersey Transit goes, let's see what New Jersey Transit has. New Jersey Transit is running, amazingly. All right, no, they finally suspended some service on some bus routes. All right, following bus service suspended in New Jersey: 501, 502, 504, 505, 507, 508, 509, 552, and 554. I'm surprised the 559 is running. Oh no, it's not running. It's partial service suspended between Atlantic City and Toms River, so no service south of Toms River on the 559. I guess the 319 has partial service. Is suspended between Atlantic City and Toms River. So they're running to Toms River only. There's no service south of Toms River. That seems to be what is going on there in Jersey. I'm surprised that they're still running in anything over there, considering. As we know, Suffolk County Transit is suspended today. You see it'll pop up on their page. No bus service today, January 4th. And Nice Bus has problems too as well. Let's see, we got 6 service alerts. Let's get to them. All right, let's see. It looks like they are getting ready to shut down the service, so we're strategically reducing service throughout the system as a result. So specifically, we are recalling vehicles and canceling service on smaller routes. We hope to continue to offer service on the larger routes. So certain routes will be suspended. Certain routes won't be suspended. So it doesn't really give a list as to what routes that they are using right now, but figure the smaller routes, especially on the North Shore, will not be running until right now. The plows have not gotten through, as you saw in my video. The roads were just there are hardly any plows out there right now. Hopefully they're starting to clear things up, but of course you got to remember the snow is blowing around. So just ended showing you some pictures of what it looked like, and that'll be it. So yeah, that's what it looked like during the worst of it. And I went out there in the late morning and took some video and some pictures. It was not easy at all doing it. It was very difficult, and it was pretty difficult. As you could see, no plows came through at the time. Hopefully they're coming through now. But anyway, yeah, I would stay inside until the snow tapers off. The conditions were pretty bad, and I was surprised at the number of vehicles I saw on the roads outside. So be safe, stay dry, stay warm. Hopefully your power stays on, because we're going to get some really cold weather. With the snow on the ground, it's going to be really cold, and it's going to really feel like you're up north somewhere. That's for sure. I just want to look at the Weather Service's predictions. Actually, I think I'll wrap it up with that. All right, so we're looking at the forecast for our area from the Weather Service, and as you can see, yep, the totals have been upped significantly. They're still calling for more further east, though. So they're still calling for maybe 14, 15 inches over a foot in central Suffolk, which is possible. We're going to have to look at the totals and see exactly. It's hard to go completely beyond the radar right now without enough numbers coming in. But this is what we're going to expect to see. So yeah, another heavy snowfall. It seems it seems like there's no happy medium. Either you get a couple of inches or you get over a foot. There's no nice to have a snowfall where it's like 6 to 8 inches, but it doesn't seem like we can get that. Maybe if you're in this area, you can get the 6 to 8 inches. But that's because, these storms get more energy, and I think climate change has something to do with more intense snowstorms, as I've talked about before. Warmer ocean temperatures means bigger storms. So, yeah, these are going to be the totals. And with the cold weather around, the snow isn't going anywhere. We're going to go ahead and look at New Jersey's totals. Yeah, they're going to be in some like Toms River, 15 inches. Atlantic City, 16 inches. So the Pine Barrens are going to be snowbound for quite some time. So, snowshoes might be a good investment. All right, so that's it. And I'm sure it will look very pretty when the sun comes out tomorrow, but it will be bitterly cold. Take care.